What's good, my Cowboys people? It's your boy Hoodie Kush back here, the Basement Boys. Just popping in, post preseason game. You know what I'm saying? A post preseason game, and I'm not going to go crazy and you know start acting like the world is burning because it's not. It's preseason. I did a collab with my man, your guy Nix. You know what I'm saying? A few other good fellas. It was a good time. It was a good time. Drinking my big old bottle of yak, or shall I say Jack Daniels, and enjoying the game, even though they were up ahead of me by like 3 or 4 plays. So I'm in Jersey, they're in Dallas, but hey, we got to watch the game together. Give our thoughts, our analysis. Biggest takeaway for me is I was just listening to my man Rome. Biggest takeaway for me has to be the lack of effort. 100% lack of effort. I'm not going to fly off the handle and again act like the world is burning because it's not. It's just a preseason. It's not like it's week 3 and week 5. You know what I'm saying? It's just a preseason. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, we don't have a chance to be prominent this season. I think we do. I think we still do. Let's just keep in mind, though. Let's just keep in mind that this is the preseason. We're playing second and third string guys. And Shotty even said it himself. He's going vanilla. He's not planning on giving too much for opposing teams this season to look at until it's time for us to go out there and actually put in work. But that is not to say that the lack of intensity isn't an issue, because it is. Even in the first game of preseason, you ain't played ball and God knows how long. You went from practicing with your own dudes to plowing into them and no Diddy, of course. And being physical with your own team, that it seems like you forgot to be physical with every other team. I need you to continue that physicality. If you don't, then we're going to have a long season. I'm not so down on it to say, oh boy, we're trash. We're gonna get smoked by almost every team in the NFL. I'm not going to go out and trip and be like, we might not even cover the Vegas spread 7.5 games. Me personally, I still think we're winning 10 games. That's just me. But remember, we didn't see the weapons that we have. We saw the backups and the backups to the backups and the backups to the backups to the backups. So take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Are there things that I would like to see better in the next preseason game? Hell yeah. Are there things that can be cleaned up? Yeah, definitely. Is it always going to be perfect? No. But it's a work in progress. First year coaching staff with this team, implementing their own style, their own scheme, their own playbook, their own, philosophies. Same thing on defense. Now, I will say this for the defense: as abysmal as we looked in the beginning of the game, cleaned it up in the second and third quarter, held them to 3 points, got out of hand in the fourth, and that's due to, you know what I'm saying, dudes coming off the field. You want to give everybody touches in the preseason. You want to see what everybody has so you can make the proper evaluations. And given the circumstances, Joe Milton gets hurt. He goes down. So Will Greer comes in. Will Greer understands the nuances to the game. So he takes off. And scores us one. He drives us down the field. He's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to expound on his Super Bowl ring. He really didn't have anything to do with it, but still, he's a champion. You know what I'm saying? So that has to count for something. And seeing how he handled the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter tells me that if there's a conversation at quarterback, the conversation is mainly and solely at the number two. Joe Milton still has a lot to learn. Joe Milton relies, from what I've seen, from what I've witnessed today, Joe Milton relies on his arm strength. Joe Milton relies on his first read. Joe Milton has to, he got more comfortable as the game went along. First, second quarter, he looked like a deer in headlights. You saw it, taking a deep breath, trying to center himself. Um, it just takes time. You know what I'm saying? Remember, this kid's only played what? The equivalent of 4 games, 5 games now. You know what I'm saying? Preseason last season, 1 game at the end of the season, and now this one. So he wants to, you can see on his face that he wants to do well. He's pressing. He's not letting the game come to him. It wasn't on our receivers that Joe Milton was throwing errant passes. Our receivers were getting open. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? But this is preseason. So this is an actual game. It's not like we're going to see Joe Milton week one. We already know who we're going to see week one. And from there, say what you want. I think we have a better chance to win with 4 at the helm than 10 or 15. That's just me. Um, I just want to see this team prosper. I mean, so you got some notable guys who showed out today. Maris Leofau, first 2 quarters, he was everywhere. He was causing problems. Did we give up some runs? Yes, we did. Um, did we give up touchdowns? Yes, we did. Um, Jay Toia, Jay Toia, from what I've seen, is doing his job. Does he have his faults? Of course. Um, I mean, rookie 7th round pick, coming in, and yeah, he's playing a preseason game, but this is a realm that he's never been in. So even even then, you still have to give him some grace. The linebackers first couple of quarters, Damone Clark, he was pretty good. He wasn't eye popping, but he was pretty good. Um, if you look at the corners, the one long ball that Andrew Booth gave up, I gotta admit, Andrew Booth was with him step for step. It was a really good pass, really good catch on a really good day. I can't really I can't really burn him for that one. I can't really burn him for that one. But everything afterwards, when it was dictated towards him, I can blame him for. But if you're that's if you're a nitpicker. I'm not nitpicking. I'm not going to nitpick because we were even told from Shadi this is going to be a very vanilla preseason. We're not going to scheme up our best 10 plays. We're not going to show them the entire defensive package, blitz coverages, and all that. It was basically just to see if we can bring that intensity from practice onto the field. And I'm gonna be the first to say it. We failed miserably. We did not bring that same intensity. You know what I'm saying, and that has to change. If there's anything that I'm going to be critical about, it's that right there. Consistency and intensity. Those two things. You know what I'm saying? You have some dudes who are giving it everything, even though it's the preseason, and then a lot of the other dudes are just ho hum. We don't want that. We don't want that for this team. What we want is everyone to give the same type of intensity. You know what I'm saying? Give the same fight. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, no matter what I do, whether it be the job that I'm at now, or when I was working in kitchens, I had it in my mindset, when I was working at the country club and I created dishes, that no one's going to create a better dish than me. And if anybody does, it better be my head chef. I was just a sous chef. I ran my kitchen. Yeah. I, I, I ran the menu. Yeah. Was it his menu? Yeah. Was I able to implement some of my own things into it? Yeah. But I made it a point. If this is what I do, I'm going to be the best at it. And if that means I have to aggressively attack it in such a manner that it may seem out of place, so be it. Because I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I want this team to know who they are. You know what I'm saying? You're all these players are alpha men, not just on the Cowboys, in Buffalo, in Denver, and Arizona, and Jacksonville. They're all alpha men because there's not very many people who get an opportunity to do this. So I just want my team to play with that mindset. I am an alpha, and if you're an alpha, there's only one alpha. There's only one. There's only one dude. There's only one wolf that's going to stay in the back to ensure no one's attacking you from behind. It's the only ones who understand that putting the older and the older wolves and the younger pups in the center gives them the best chance for survival. Okay. The alpha in this game was supposed to be Joe Milton. Unfortunately, he couldn't protect the rear of his pack. Okay. And then to have Shoddy and the coaching staff up in the front taking the lead, the fact that it was such a vanilla offense or a vanilla game plan, am I going to say that contributed to this? Yeah, it did. But at the end of the day, as players, I'm not going to give it all on the players. I'm not going to give it all on the coaching staff. As players, you have to execute. You have to. Because if you don't execute, you get what you saw tonight, 31-21. Granted, all right, 10 points, but 31-21. You have to execute. You have to execute said game plan. Granted, there was no real game plan in place for us. What's going on with my one viewer? And that one viewer's gone, but it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. Um, it don't cost much to like, share, and subscribe. It really don't. Um, it doesn't. It actually costs you nothing. You know. But yeah, from what I've seen, from my standpoint, from the way things are, the way things have been in this game, Flournoy made some plays. Trayshawn Holden made some plays. Jonathan Mingo was in position to make plays. I need Joe to rein it in. I'd rather be able to tell my player to rein it in than to speed it up, and the problem or to go head first. I'd rather be able to say, "Hey, dial it back a minute, dial it back a bit," instead of saying, "Yo, you got to pump it up, you got to ramp it up." And it seems like for some of this team in the first quarter, only in the first quarter, that you had to tell these guys to pump it up. You had to tell these guys to ramp it up. You had to tell these guys we need intensity and energy and synergy. That's not a good look. Now, were they our starters? No, not all of them. Not all of them. We know what Maris Leofau can do. We do. But we didn't know what Shamar James can do. And Shamar James came in and flashed. Trayshawn Holden came in and flashed. You know what I'm saying? Zion Childress flashed, even if it was just for one play, maybe two plays. Israel Makwamu, we knew we were getting with that guy. We knew what it was with Izzy. But it's all predicated on the opportunity. If you can get the opportunity, then all will be well. You know. But I'm not going to stay on too long. I just wanted to jump in, quick little live video, nothing too crazy. give my analysis on some things, you know, offensive line, defensive line. If you want to know about those things, go see my man Lou's Takes. Shout out to Lou's Takes. Shout out to CFT, Cowboys Fan Talk, Law Nation, you know what I'm saying, CFO Sports, DMV. I mean, Lady Two Eye, Bitches Love Sports, Jazz Monet. You know what I'm saying? My guy Nix or your guy Nix. You know what I'm saying? Your underscore guy underscore Nix. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just I'm hoping to see a better product on the field next year, next season, or I'm sorry, next week. I'm hoping to see a little bit more intensity, more more physicality, especially in the trenches, because that's where it needs to be at. Now, granted, again, keep in mind they were just backups. They were the backups to the backups and draft picks and dudes, free agents we brought in, some who were just sitting on the couch. You know what I'm saying? It's not like these dudes have been playing. It's not like the certain dudes have been playing consistent football. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me. So, with that being said, it's your boy Hoodie Kush. Little quick video, nothing too crazy. I just wanted to hop in, give my little analysis, give you my rundown, how I thought about things. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. If you like the content or lack thereof, up until give me about a month, and maybe will be a lot better in the presentation. I haven't been doing this very long, just starting out, but of course, there's room to grow. Feedback is always welcome. Um, I just want this team to do well, and keep in mind, Cowboys Nation, keep in mind, it is just preseason. There's no reason to jump off the bridge. It is just preseason. Okay? We don't see Dak. We don't see CD. We don't see George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? Will we see Malik Davis as a starter, or at least on the 53? Who knows? Will we see Shamar James as a starter, or at least on the 53? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It all depends on how the next two games work out. I mean, the next game we have, thanks for the like, I appreciate you. Next game we have the Baltimore Ravens. And let's see where we stand. JVB boy, what's the deal, my guy? Damn, I was going to get off, you know what I mean? But I'm here now, so fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You here now. What's the deal with you? That was just, giving a quick recap of what transpired this evening. I said it once, I'll say it again. I just need Joe Milton to settle down. Joe Milton just needs to settle down. He has to understand when to throw the bullet and when not to. He has to. I get it. He has crazy arm talent. The dude can throw the ball 90 yards. You know what I'm saying, on a rope. You know what I'm saying? But this is the game of football. Leverage is leverage. So when you see your receiver get that leverage, you want to air that ball out. So that way he has a better opportunity of getting that said ball. You know what I'm saying? Malik Davis, man. 7 carries for 63 yards coming off the sofa. I mean, yeah, he was here last season, but he didn't get no burn. He was here at 23, but didn't get any burn. He was here in 22. Had a little tiff with Kellen Moore, and I think that's part of the reason why we didn't win the San Francisco game in 23, but, oh, I'm sorry, 24 or 22. I'm sorry, 22. You know what I'm saying? But, that was then. This is now. 7 carries for 63 yards. You know what I'm saying? Hawk Creek's on a newer team. Members, yes, sir. True indeed. For sure. For sure. I don't think I've ever been, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I've ever been one to prop a player up on a pedestal unless they've been known. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at CD Lamb, yeah, he deserves to be up there. He deserves to be hoisted on the pedestal. We watched George Pickens for the past few years in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? We've heard about George Pickens, most of it negative, of course, talking about he's a crash out this and crash out that. But we now have him And if you look at George Pickens was CD Lamb in Pittsburgh by himself, still putting up gaudy numbers. Now, probably not as gaudy as CD, but still putting up numbers for a dude who was all by himself. If I want to prop up any of these guys, it's going to be those guys: the Michael Parsons, the Oso Digizuas, the GPs, CDs. I want to be able to prop up Jake Ferguson, but we shall see what happens. You know what I'm saying, uh, that's not you're not inaccurate. You're not inaccurate at all. Joe Milton is inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? Osama, what's up, bro? Great music and halal food. CD Lamb. Yes, indeed. Um, yeah, again, Joe Milton was all over the place in a negative way. He couldn't dial up a perfect pass, and that's even rough to say, sort of, because like, what's a perfect pass? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the ugliest passes get caught. George Pickens is a product of that. He's able to track the ball and catch it even when it's probably almost not catchable. Um, when you're looking at these guys, man, you gotta, especially now, like look at it like this, right? We're seeing these guys, we're seeing the deficiencies in real time. We're seeing the deficiencies in real time with these dudes. We're seeing their lack of hustle, their lack of fight, their lack of intensity. So come Monday morning, come Monday, when you get into practice, you make it a point. No. We're going to be physical. We're going to be aggressive. This is what I want for the next hour. And if they can't give that to you, they can sit their asses on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? And that's from everybody, top to bottom, Dak on down. Because I'm a firm believer in if you do something one way, you'll do it that way forever. Yes, indeed. That are major red flags. But let's reserve that for when we actually see them. Love Marquise Bell, but he faltered quite a few times. Fell for a double move, didn't fill a gap, which led to a touchdown. I mean, there's no one person on this team that's without fault. Even Maris Leofau had he whiffed on something. You know what I'm saying? So nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. What we want is dudes who are smart enough to run the system while still being super aggressive. And that's on defense. And if you ask me, I think that's on offense as well. Hence why CD has the attitude that he has. You know what I'm saying? When they asked CD, has any of the Dallas Cowboys cornerbacks given you hell? Those words exactly. CD said, no, not at all. Not at all. But it's good to play with these guys because then iron sharpening iron. Not every receiver out there in the league is CD Lamb. Not every receiver out there is that. So, in essence, that should give your DBs a better opportunity at great coverage because they're not. When you go to see the other players, when you go to see the other teams, you're not going up against CD Lamb, but you're prepared for the CD Lambs. You're prepared for the George Pickens. You're prepared for the Mingos, the Jake Fergusons, the Jadon Blues coming out of the backfield, the Malik Davises coming out of the backfield, Phil Maffa. You know what I'm saying? And Phil had a pretty nice night tonight. And that's the thing. They're not that good. So when a player is not that good, like another philosophy, right? It's like everybody's clamoring for Gilmore. Gilmore is not 27, 20, 26, 25-year old Gilmore. Gilmore is now on the wrong side of 30 in football years. Not saying that he can't still get it, but He doesn't have the athleticism he once had. So then, when you don't have that athleticism, now you have to start thinking cerebral. All right, I may not be able to move as fast as this guy, but I understand leverage. I understand how to get to his spot before he can get to his spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of what we need. The main thing that we need is physicality, aggression. You know what I'm saying? What the team should do is go watch Colin Cowherd. Go watch the Stephen A's. Go watch the shady bum Ninja Turtle McCoys. Go watch those dudes who are consummate haters. You know what I'm saying? Do I think we're going better than 50%, meaning 500? I think so. I mean, if you look at the I would say if you look at the roster presently constructed, but I'm not going to go that far because again, it's preseason. Still, honestly, to answer the question, it's kind of early, too early to tell. We don't know. I mean, we don't know what week one can do. We don't know if we're going to knock on wood, if we're going to sustain any more serious injuries, which I hope we do not. Um, I mean, the way that the NFC East is set up, there hasn't been a repeat champion since 2001. So um, it's like you just gotta wait and see, man. Just wait and see what happens. Who do I think was going to be our problem? I mean, everybody. If this defense doesn't shore up the run, and expounding on that part with the run game. First quarter, yeah, it wasn't good at all. Wasn't good at all. Second quarter, the defense locked it up. The defense, pardon me. Oh, the defense locked it up. Okay, the defense did their job. Then it became, can we score the points in order to force the other team to play behind? And with Joe Milton, the offensive line, the offensive line discipline, yeah, no, it wasn't conducive to a winning football. It really wasn't. I don't know. I can't remember how many penalties we had, but it was enough to be concerned. Discipline is a must. You have to have discipline if you're going to want to compete in the NFL with these guys, because I'd say 23 teams are well disciplined. 23 other teams are well disciplined. I want my team to be a part of that 23. I need that team to be a part of that 23 teams who are incredibly disciplined. You know, keep them penalties to a minimum, not putting themselves in precarious positions to where, you got them at 3rd and 5 and all you need is a stop, and the first thing you do is you let the hole open in the middle, and it's just nothing but daylight. You know, gap integrity defensively, that's important, and I think that needs to be drummed home. As far as quarterback play is concerned, Joe Milton, I said it once, I'll say it again, he just needs to settle down. And once he understands his arm talent, once he actually hones into his arm talent, I think I think he could be a pretty dynamic quarterback. No, honestly, New England doesn't doesn't need a rebuild. Retool, yeah, that's something different when you retool. But a rebuild, no, not going to go that far. You know what I'm saying? But I'm running about the 30-minute mark. This was a short one. I wasn't going to do too much. I wasn't going to go too crazy. Um, I want to say I'll be back tomorrow night because, yeah, we need to do some talking. Um, and yeah, uh, you guys, Cowboys Nation, y'all deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother, to my big brother Osama bin Laden, you know what I'm saying, showing support, and I appreciate it. JVB boy, the 4 other people who showed up but then left. I mean, I get it. I'm not as flashy as the Romes, the CFTs, the Law Nations, I'm not as flashy as those guys, but just starting out, man, getting it from the basement. You know what I mean? And I'd like to grow in this space, and for all the support that I get, I appreciate you. I really do. But with that said, this your boy Hoodie Kush with the Basement Boys. Uh, week 1 of preseason done. You know what I'm saying? So no, Dak did not play. Dak probably won't see any preseason play, and if he does, it'll probably be like a quarter. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with that being said, I love y'all, man. Please come through next time. I'll be doing some more lives uh, more frequently. Still working on a few things, trying to get right. So, you know, tap in, man. Tap in. I appreciate y'all. And with that being said, good evening.